Good evening, all of you. Dear respected Head of the Department of SB College, Research and Postgraduate Department of Commerce, Dr. Sebastian Case, and all the faculty members of SB College, as well as the organizers, the team organizers, as well as all the participants. Good evening, one and all. And welcome to this 3-day, I would like to say international level workshop in the area of systematic literature review and bibliometric analysis. So the term systematic literature review as well as bibliometric analysis is familiar to all of you, but we would like to give some light on this particular aspect, how to conduct systematic literature review and bibliometric analysis with the help of R&R Studio. And we have a focus on the emerging researchers or the budding researchers. That's why the very objective behind this particular program is to equip the researchers with knowledge and tools to conduct and present high quality systematic literature review with the help of the reference manager, that is to cite and to prepare the references. We will familiarize you. Only one reference manager, you can use anyone as you wish, because in the website you will get different types of reference managers, as well as the handbook for using the same. So you can also learn that. We will familiarize you the Mendeley, the reference manager. And this workshop again trying to explore the established databases, or we are just trying to familiarize the established databases like Scopus and Web of Science, and how to explore such kind of databases for your research purpose or for doing the literature review, and help you to apply the bibliometric analysis with the help of R Studio as well as OSVR to do the systematic analysis of the existing literature. That is what our objective is by traveling along with you all the 3 days together. No? So wish you all the best for this 3-day international workshop. Actually, I'm not at all interested in taking this kind of a workshop in an online mode, because we as a team always conduct this kind of a program as a hands-on type of session. But because of the paucity of time, as well as because of the compulsion from the part of the loving team from SB College, Changanasheri, I agreed. And along with me, let me welcome my team of scholars also. My research scholars are with us. Ammo Suresh as well as Krishna is today with you. And the other team members, my team consists of Father Sanu Francis, Dr. Anjali B, then Veena, as well as Gina. Everyone is here. So they will support you while doing this analysis. So welcome my team also. And once again, a warm good evening to all of you. Before beginning with the presentations, or we are going to the original content of today's presentation, let me know the composition of this group. That's why I welcome all of you to do some polls by just logging to the Mentimeter. Yeah, we will do some polls now. You can see the poll in the screen, the poll questions in the screen now. My team will share that. Please wait. This is actually just to know the composition of the team, which state or region you are from. You can do the poll just by scanning the QR code there. Just by scanning the QR code there. So, and enter your answers. If you are from Kerala or Tamil Nadu or Karnataka, Andhra, other Indian states, or outside India, just mark your answers just to know the composition of the entire team. So that will help me to frame the presentation accordingly. That is why I'm asking. So just try to do the poll. Can anyone be able to do the poll? Yeah. 40 are from Kerala. One is from Tamil Nadu and 4 from other Indian states. So almost 50 participants polled. Good. If somebody faces any problem with scanning the QR code, you can use the code there to poll. The code is also displayed in the screen. You can use the same code just by login to mentimeter.com and enter that code, and you can do the poll. So 52 from Kerala and 6 from other Indian states. So I hope I just enlisted the South Indian states only. So you are from the other parts of the country. Welcome to the program. And I hope nobody from outside India. Yeah, okay. So the poll is in progress. So this actually displays the composition of our team. Good. One from Andhra also. 2 from Tamil Nadu. I hope almost 50 to 60% of participants have already polled. Okay. Shall we close the poll? Good. 63 plus 7, 70, 73. 73 participants already polled. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And we are just closing this poll now. Closing this poll. And again, just to know your research background. Yet another question here. What describes your current research role or purpose for attending this particular workshop? Are you a PhD scholar, or are you already completed your PhD, or a research supervisor, or for writing a review article? Your intention is to write a review article, support to write a review article, or learn how to write literature review for your thesis, or to guide your students in doing systematic review, or to use bibliometric tools like R and OSViewer to strengthen your skill in using such kind of tools, or to enhance your research writing skills. What is your intention just by enrolling into this program? Yeah, very good. Almost 45%, 46 participants, 47 participants are PhD scholars, and 16 participants just to enhance your writing skills, 12 to know the bibliometric tools like R and OSViewer. 3 research guides are also here. Yeah, good. Congratulations. And 13 to learn how to write literature review for my thesis. Yeah, that also is good. And 21, the intention is to write a review article. Good. And 4 of them completed the PhD. Yeah. So here also we have a multiple a group having a mixture of all those kind of participants here. Yeah. Well and good. I'll try to address the wish expressed by all of you, because most of you need the awareness regarding writing a review article, and some of you have to get some insights regarding how to write the literature review for your thesis. And some guides are here. They need to guide the scholars to do the systematic review, and most of them also need to get the awareness regarding the use of the tools like R and OSViewer, and to enhance the research writing skills also. So best wishes to all of you for attending this workshop. Our team will try to address all your desires to the extent possible. Okay, good. Thank you. We are closing this poll also, and we are proceeding into the actual presentation. To begin with, this is a workshop of systematic literature review. Before proceeding into the systematic literature review, first we have to know what exactly is literature review. And of course, you all know what is literature review. The literature review is the nucleus of the entire research process. So what is research? Research is a journey from the unknown terrain to from the non-terrain to the unknown terrain. Oh, so it is a movement from the known area to the unknown area. So to begin with, the research process to start with, first we have to know what all things are known to us with respect to the topic we have selected or with respect to the problem we have identified for doing the research. How to get an awareness about the known facts regarding the problem identified by us. For that, we have to search for such kind of knowledge and need to compile the available knowledge. And finally, we have to analyze. Then only that becomes knowledge, no? So what we are doing nowadays is we will search for the sources of literature. And sometimes we will compile the literature also. But the literature will never be analyzed. That is the issue. That kind of an issue is being addressed with the help of systematic literature review, no? So the literature review is actually the process that helps to consolidate what is already known about the topic or area selected by you. Because just by gaining an understanding about what is already being known about your topic, then only you will be able to travel to the unknown terrains. So literature survey is the documentation of or the comprehensive review of the published and unpublished work from all the established data sources with respect to the area of your specific interest. So you have identified a topic either for writing a review article or for doing your PhD. That is with you. So you have the problem with you. Then the next process is doing the literature review. So you have to start the searching process, the compiling process, then go for an analysis also. That is what is called literature review. This is literature review. Why we are doing literature review? The literature review, we all know that it is for finding out the research gap. It is for redefining the problem. Whenever we conduct the doctoral committee for admission to the PhD scholars, the PhD scholars will come with, or the prospective PhD scholars will come with a research topic. That research topic may not have a finalized format or a researchable kind of thing. That is not a fault actually. After doing an extensive literature review, then only you will come to an understanding that to what extent this particular problem is being explored by the previous researchers. What all facts are known to everyone? What else is unknown? What we need to do with respect to this particular topic? Then only you will be able to define your research topic. That is why I put it as redefining your problem, because you have an initial definition or an initial title with you. But after the extensive literature review, you will be in a position to redefine your research problem. So the literature review will help you to find the exact gap. And after finding the exact gap, you will be in a position to redefine your problem. And after defining it, of course, you will be in a position to fix the real objective of your inquiry process. So it will help to set the final objectives of your study. And of course, your review will help you to identify the variables that could be used for studying the objectives or to fulfilling the objectives of the study, no? So it will help you to identify the variables. That is what we are doing by just conducting the methodological review process. The methodological review process will help you to identify various constructs that have been used by the previous researchers for studying the similar kind of topics. And that kind of an understanding will help you to identify the exact variables that can be used in our research process. So it will help you to identify the variables. And of course, if you are performing an extensive literature review, that extensive literature review will help you to develop your own research tools or your own research design for conducting the entire research. So it will give you an idea about the tools that can be used for conducting your research. And after identification of various variables and its interconnectedness, the review will help you to develop your own hypothesis. The review will help you to develop your own conceptual structure of the entire study and thereby designing the entire study, that is finalizing your research design and structuring your research process as a whole. So review is an important process. It's my humble prayer to all the budding researchers that you have to be very serious with respect to your review process. If you are that serious with respect to your review process, 60 to 70% of your research will be over when you complete your review process seriously, because that will help you to find the gap, exact gap, redefining your problem. The final objectives will be ready with you. That will help you to identify various variables, its interconnection, thereby the hypothesis, the tools that can be used for a collection of data and for analysis of data. Everything will be ready with you, no? So review is an important process. And your review will help you to map and define your research topic. Now you have a topic with you. That topic is not in a formal structure, or it will not be actually a researchable one. It is not in a position to do a research as a whole. So the strong research review will help you to map and define your research topic, and it will present a balanced view of your topic. In the first chapter of every research report, the researcher is supposed to write a particular area called significance of the study. In that significance, what you are explaining actually, the gap is this, and this gap will be bridged through this particular research in such a way that we are doing this kind of a research activity. So if you should be that confident to present your research topic in such a way, your review will help you to identify that gap and present your topic in such a way, no? And it will help you to justify your research question. And it allows you to keep up to date what is currently happening in the field. What is going on nowadays is actually the researchers are now doing research, or they are conducting literature review as the first part of your research inquiry process. For example, if a researcher joined in 2020 for doing research, and if he or she is presenting or submitting the thesis in the year 2025 to the university, of course, in the first year, you will be engaged in the process of conducting the review process. Is that means your review will be in 2021 or 2021 only? No, you are supposed to be updated with the entire literature up to 2025 at the time of submission of your thesis. How that kind of an updation is possible? That is possible with your literature review, no? Your literature review in a systematic and scientific manner will help you to do that. I will tell you that aspect while we are discussing about the systematic literature review. And the literature review provides literature for you to compare your findings with at the end. That is what is absent nowadays in almost all the theses. Dear friends, whenever you present the findings chapter, each findings should have to be supported by the existing findings of different researchers. Because in the case of social science research, what we are doing nowadays is actually the researcher is actually testing an existing theory. That means your hypothesis, if you develop the same with the help of the existing theories or the existing literature, you are actually again testing that hypothesis, thereby you are testing the existing theories. And if you are coming out with a new findings, that finding may either support the existing theory or contradict the existing theory. So you are supposed to note that. You have to note that my finding is supported by the findings of so and so. How that could be possible? That could be possible with the help of a systematic review process. So your literature will help you to compare your findings at the end. And finally, actually, whenever we get a thesis for adjudication, we will thoroughly go through the literature review chapter, because your review that emphasizes the credibility of the writer in his or her field. Because if you are so particular with respect to writing the review in a systematic and scientific manner, your thesis will be that kind of a quality piece of work. So that will emphasize the credibility of the researcher in his or her field of research. And please keep in mind that your literature review is not an annotated bibliography listing references and adding brief notes about the value of each source. This is what is happening nowadays, no? Almost all the researchers, it is just quite a practice among the researchers that they will approach the research supervisor and ask the research supervisor that, sir, how much review should I need to be made with respect to my research area? There is no such number, dear friends. There is no such number. Who told you that 60 reviews enough or 100 reviews enough? No, that is not the correct way of doing a review. That is why I'm just mentioning that review is not an annotated bibliography listing references and adding brief notes about the value of each source. Review is not suggestion for further reading. What we people are now doing is, we are just putting that one paragraph, this kind of a study is there. Shekharan in 2020 made a study on this particular topic with these objectives, and the methodology used is this, and his findings are this. One para, over. Then proceeding to the next para, the next review. No, you are not supposed to do that, because you are just suggesting that this kind of a study is there, you go and read. This is not a suggestion for further reading. And a review is not a collection of quotes and paraphrasing from other sources. So, dear friends, a review is a systematic and scientific process. How we can be that serious with respect to do a review process. So, literature review may be of different types. See, different approaches for describing and for summarizing the body of empirical evidences. Review is actually the way in which we are just searching for different literature and compiling different literature and summarizing the literature. Everything is okay. So there are different approaches for doing this literature review. We know that there are different approaches. One is the traditional review or narrative review is there. What is traditional review or narrative review? So in the case of traditional review or narrational review, actually, the researchers are presenting the review in a traditional format. So the review topic, actually the focus is of a broad kind of nature. We just do the review with the help of the title of our study alone and the selection of papers or thesis to be included in our thesis depends upon your subjective judgment. You yourself decide that, oh, okay, this one has some connection with my topic. That is why I'll include this into my review and all. So that is what is called the traditional or narrative review. I'm not telling that this is completely wrong. This is needed. This is needed at the early stage of research to get or to gain some familiarity with your topic. But immediately after gaining that kind of a familiarity, you are not supposed to present in that format in your thesis. That is why I'm always insisting the scholars do some traditional review, but you are not supposed to write your review chapter in the traditional format because it is not systematic, because they do not follow explicit rules and procedures for selection of papers or for analysis of papers and all. And other reviews are also there. See, critical reviews there. So it's a kind of, as the name indicates, it's a kind of critical analysis and evaluation of the literature. So the literature is analyzed in a critical way. That is why the SWOT kind of review, it is also known as the SWOT kind of review. That means the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats of each and every piece of work will be analyzed separately. When we are using this kind of review will be useful when we are supposed to present the for and against arguments with respect to a concept or with respect to a theory. In that case, we are supposed to do the critical review. Different types of reviews are there. I'm not supposed to explain all these kinds of reviews because this workshop is not meant for explaining these kind of theoretical aspects. I'm just trying to give you an insight regarding some of these kind of review process. One important review, those who are interested in doing a review paper, in addition to the systematic literature review, another important type of review you may perform for the publishing kind of thing is the scoping review. What is scoping review? Scoping review is just mapping the existing literature with respect to the key concepts, evidences, types, and gaps. So if you need to map some concepts or existing theories, then you can go for or you may proceed with the scoping review. So it's a kind of a broad search across diverse sources for finding out the entire aspects with respect to a particular topic. So this kind of a review can be used in the case of emerging topics or when we are performing some literature review with respect to certain interdisciplinary areas and all, there this kind of scoping reviews can be used. So I'm not explaining all these types of reviews. The conceptual reviews are there, state of the art reviews are there, integrative reviews are there, theoretical reviews are there, methodological reviews are there, thematic reviews are there, historical reviews are there. These are different, several types can be there with respect to the theoretical presentation of the review of literature. So for those who are interested to write your thesis, the literature review chapter for your thesis, you have to concentrate on two aspects. One is the thematic review aspect and the second one is the methodological review aspect. Those who are interested in doing the writing papers with respect to the review, scoping reviews are important for you, as well as the entire systematic literature review is important for you. That is all about the introductory aspects, the literature review. But dear friends, you're all interested in preparing and presenting either the literature review chapter for your thesis or the review article, isn't it? So, for preparing the literature review chapter for your thesis or for preparing the review article, you should have some basic understanding regarding the citations and referencing. As this is a workshop organized by the Research and Postgraduate Department of Commerce of St. Berchmans College, and almost all the participants are from the social science background or commerce and management background, I suppose, like that. So the style we are following is the APA style, or certain journals may ask for MLA style or Chicago style, whatever it may be. The referencing as well as citation is very important. So for the beginners, this workshop is designed in such a manner that for the beginners, we will help you just by giving familiarity about the use of some reference managers and how to do the referencing, the in-text citations, as well as how to prepare the reference list for your thesis or for your research paper. That is the next aspect. Actually, we are proceeding to the Mendeley software now. Hope you are all installed the Mendeley. Have you all installed Mendeley? So open your Mendeley, or now you just follow the instructions here. This is the Mendeley opened by one of my scholar, Ammu, and her Mendeley is having a lot of files in it. When you open for the first time, this much files may not be there. So we are just trying to familiarize how to use Mendeley software. Okay. Are you ready with your Mendeley? Just raise your hands. Ready? Yeah, okay. Renu Yadav was very active. Thank you. So, good. Once again, Amu, just open the Mendeley interface. Close and open. Then, so just click the Mendeley desktop is there. If you are installed, that will be there in your system, in your desktop, Mendeley desktop. Click Mendeley desktop. Please wait. So you can see this interface. See, the scholars are already using this Mendeley. That is why plenty of files are displaying there. For the first time users, actually, we are going to add some files. We are going to add some files into this one. And after adding the files, I will tell you how to do the citations as well as the referencing. No? So how to add files into Mendeley? You know why we are using Mendeley? As I told you, Mendeley is a reference manager. What do you mean by reference manager? The Mendeley will act as a library for you, and it will keep the entire files of your references for you in the database, in the Mendeley's interface itself. So if you start using Mendeley now, it will not consume any space in your computer to store the data files in Mendeley. And if something happened to your computer, You don't worry about that, because when you logged into your Mendeley with the help of your email ID, that will give you a login ID and password. From wherever you are, you can log in into the Mendeley through another system also with the help of your login ID and your password. Then you can automatically access all the data files. So it will help you to keep a repository. It act like a repository of the entire literature. So when you just glance through the Google search, Google Scholar, the Google Scholar will give you one paper and you find it very attractive, and it has some connection with your research area. So you just download it as a PDF, and that PDF is with you in your system. But it is not safe to keep the PDF in your system itself. Instead, you are just trying to transfer the same into the reference manager to keep for the upkeep of that particular file. So how we can use, we can do that kind of an addition process, that is adding files into Mendeley. What we are going to learn now is adding files into your reference manager. So the reference manager is ready with us. See, there is an add column. Just keep the cursor there, file, then add files, click add files, then automatically from Mendeley, it will direct you to your system, whether it is in your documents file or in your desktop, where you are keeping this file is an important thing. See, we are going to add a PDF file. So in this system, there is a PDF file. Just click that PDF file, click. Then that PDF file is already added into this library as a new thing. But whenever you add a file into Mendeley, especially in the case of PDF, please note that the Mendeley reference manager will help you to cite as well as to prepare references. The citation as well as referencing should be correct. To make it correct, you have to check at the time of importing this file or adding this file into Mendeley itself. You have to check whether the citation details are correct or not. For that, you can see that in the side window, there displayed the details, the title, everything is there. So just click open that PDF file. Just click open that PDF file and check whether the details are correct or not. See, the title is Ethnographia. This is actually an article in 2 languages. So ethnography and action research, distinctive characteristics of these qualitative methods in social sciences. The title is there. So you have to check whether that title is correct or not, because the Mendeley is actually trying to capture these details from the PDF file. When it is capturing these details from PDF file, it may not be correct. That is why at the time of importing these files into Mendeley itself, we have to check it and ensure that it is correct or not. That is the first task. So the title is correct. Then go and check the author details. So the author details are there. So author details, and check whether that author details are correct or not. If the author details are not correct, we can go to that window and do the editing manually. So here the author details are correct because Luis Paulo is the first author. So that is why it is displaying as Paulo, Luis. Second name first, the first name. In that way only it will display there. And again, the next name, also there. So you just check whether all authors being displayed there or not. But here, one problem I found is actually the first author's full name is Luis Paulo Ricardo de Moros. But the PDF has splitted it into two names. That is not correct. So you are supposed to edit that. Do the editing, remove the remaining parts. Similarly, you can do the editing of all, names of all the authors and check whether it is correct or not. And the other details, the year, the name of journal, year, the other aspects is not necessary. But for referencing, we need the journal name, year, volume, issue. This kind of aspects are needed for us, no? So we have to enter the volume number. The volume is 12 and issue is 31 there. It is in the PDF. And the journal name also is not displayed there. Revisitor, Purchasita, that you have to copy there, the journal name also. So like that, first you have to add a PDF file, then you have to check whether all citation details are correct or not. If it is not correct, do all the editing manually and click save at the end. Then it will be automatically saved. So the file is there and its bibliographic details are there. Hope you understand how to add a PDF file into your reference manager. You just download a file from Google Scholar or wherever possible, a paper that is related with your area, then add that into your reference manager and check whether the bibliographic details are correct or not. If the bibliographic details are correct, save, or if it is not correct, do the manual editing. Okay, that's all. This is regarding adding a PDF file into your system. Similarly, you can add an RIS file or a folder itself. You can add a folder itself. That means you can create a folder your own at the time of downloading multiple files, and that folder can be added directly into it. And you can add some kind of aspects manually also. When we are using this add files manual option, for certain files like the thesis and all, or some reports of the government, we may not get the soft copy like PDF or something like that. At that time, if that report is that important for our study, we have to use that also for the referencing purpose or for the citation purpose. In that case, we have to add the details of such kind of works manually. So add manually, click add manually. Then we have to select the type of the work, whether it is a book or a journal article or a thesis, whatever it may be, you just select it from the drop-down menu. So select thesis there, then title of the thesis. You have to enter it manually, title of the thesis. Here just we inputted it as XYZ and the name of the author, then the year. If it is an article or like that, we have to give the pages also. Then if you are interested only, you just give the abstract, the tags and important aspects. That is not needed. Then if it has a URL, you can give that. Otherwise, if you are interested to add some files, that you can also do that. Otherwise, you just save it, because that will be saved as the bibliographic details will be saved in your system. The bibliographic details will get saved in your system. And like that, in the case of established databases like Scopus, Web of Science, PubMed, ERIC, and all different databases are there. We will familiarize such databases in the next part of this presentation itself. From those databases, we can collectively download a lot of articles related with our research topic. When we download it collectively, we will use either CSV format or RIS format for downloading this. If you are downloading it in an RIS format, the entire RIS folder can be added directly into it, and you don't worry about that. From the RIS format, the entire bibliographic details will be captured by Mendeley in a right manner only. So you can add that kind of files also collectively into your Mendeley. That is all about adding files into your Mendeley. Hope you understand how to add different files either manually or the PDF files or the RIS files or like that. Different folders can be added into your reference manager. So your reference manager is ready. Your reference manager is ready with multiple documents here. And what we need next, we need to cite these works in our thesis. When we write the thesis, we need to write these works in the thesis, as well as at the end of the literature review chapter, we need to prepare a comprehensive reference list also in the APA format or MLA format, whatever may be the reference format. In that format, we need to prepare that reference list also. For that, how the reference manager will help you? See, there is a tools menu. In that tools, you just click. This is for adding the word plugin into your reference manager Mendeley. Why we need to add the word plugin into this Mendeley? Because we are using the word file to type our text or our literature review chapter. In that word file itself, we need to input the citations. That is why we need to add a word plugin into the Mendeley. So here in this particular Mendeley, my research scholar already installed the word plugin into this Mendeley. That is why here it is displayed as uninstalled word plugin. Instead, for the first time users, it will be shown as install word plugin. You just click, then that will get added into your Mendeley itself. Then the word plugin will get added. Okay, so you just try to do that. For the first time users, you just try to do that. You click tools and again click add word plugin. Then the word plugin will get added into your Mendeley. Okay, then shall we start doing the citation process? Open a word file, a new word file. Just open a new word file. Just open a new word file. Okay, the new word file. And this new word file will be for preparing your literature review chapter or review articles, whatever it may be. Open a new file. Click here, file, new. Okay. So this is a plain document now. In this plain document, we are going to write our literature review chapter. Okay. Okay. So in this, if you need to cite some works already been added in your Mendeley, how that can be used? For that, there is a shortcut. How that shortcut can be used here? Alt-M. Press Alt-M key. Alt-M. Then automatically it will display it like this, the one which is displayed in the screen. Have you pressed Alt-M? Then you will get this kind of a window there. In that, you just type either the title of any work you need to cite here, or the author's name or the year of that work, whatever it may be. So I'm just typing here the year 2020. 2020. Then see, just by typing 2020 there, this window displays all the works which were stored in the Mendeley already, and all those works published in the year 2020 is being displayed here. From which work you need to cite here, you just click that. And at the same time, you can add multiple citations also. So when we write one particular sentence, that sentence is in tune with the study of one author as well as another author. And if we need to add both the authors together as citation here, you can select one more there. Then click OK. Click OK. See the word file. See the word file. See, the citation is there. How the citation is displayed there? So the first work is by Dolhundy, 2021. Then semicolon, Liu and Chu, 2021. So we have cited two works together. And when you are citing works in your review paper or in your thesis, this is about the in-text citations. You are going to write the thesis. So if you are writing a paragraph based on the works we have cited here, at the end, you just can give like this. Automatically, the Mendeley created the citation there. But if you are interested to cite the author as part of the text itself, that means we are writing like this. Dolhundy, in his work, mentioned that. In that way, if we are presenting, the name of the author becomes part of the text. In that case, according to APA 7 style, the name of the author should not put in brackets. So you can manually remove that. You can manually remove the bracket from there and place the bracket just before the start of the year 2021. Like that, in the case of the second author also, place it just before the year. So this is the style in which we are citing the work as part of the text itself. If it is not forming part of the text, or we are just placing at the end of a paragraph or at the end of a sentence, just to mention that this is the work done by so and so, then the first style will be used. That means the name of the author as well as the year of the work, both the aspects will inputted in the brackets itself. If it is part of the text, the name will form part of the text, then we have to use this kind of a style. Hope you understand how to do the citation, with the help of Mendeley. Again, we will do one more thing. Press Alt-M, then the window will appear. And in this case also, we are going to refer another work that, the name of the author or a key term that is mentioned here. And we have got plenty of works with respect to that. Because when you type this, it will automatically display all those works which have stored in your Mendeley. We are just doing only one. We are not citing two works together. Click OK. Then it will appear like this. Hope you understand that. Hope you understand how to add citations. While writing the thesis or while writing the review paper. And finally, go to the last part of the page, because at the end only we are adding the references. We are adding the references. So we have already cited two works at the top. And now we need to prepare the references. For that, see, in the word itself, there is a reference part. Click references, then insert bibliography and select which style you need. APA, American Psychological Association 7th edition is the one which we are using nowadays. So just click that also. Select the style and wait. See, the entire reference is being prepared by Mendeley itself. The entire reference is being prepared by Mendeley itself. Hope it is clear. So you can do it by your own, just by practice. Today, you just do it several times, just by downloading several papers from Google Scholar related to your topic. Add all those papers into Mendeley, and also try to add some files manually also, and do this kind of citations. And this will help you to cite works in a proper way. And when you cite the works and prepare your references according to American Psychological Association 7th edition. Now the style we have used is American Psychological Association 7th edition. And you know, dear friends, when we are submitting some papers to some journals, the journal may ask for a different style. So we prepared it as per the APS 7th edition, but the journal may be asked it for the MLA style. So at that point of time also, it will not be a difficult task for us. We can change the style here itself, change the style into MLA or Chicago, whatever it may be. Cite as per modern language, MLA style. See, the style has been changed. The style has been changed. So it is very easy for you. When we were doing research, actually, this was the hectic task. The guide used to strike off all the references and will ask us to go and do it again and again. We used to do this process manually, but now you are fortunate to have this kind of reference managers with you. So try to use any one of the reference manager as per your convenience. Okay, we are going back to our presentation. This is about using a reference manager for your referencing. Hope it is clear and useful for you. Most of the researchers may sometimes already being using this kind of reference manager, Zotero or Mendeley or whatever it may be. As per your convenience, you can use all these kind of things. Okay. So this is about reference manager. Skywheel is also a user-friendly one. We used to mention all these things in normally in a offline workshop. We used to teach Mendeley, Zotero, Skywheel and all in the offline mode workshops. But now we are just mentioning about the Mendeley only. Okay, next slide. So we have already discussed the use of Mendeley. Now we are proceeding into the core area, systematic review. Okay. So now we know what is literature review and what is the purpose of literature review. It is just searching, compiling, and analyzing all the related studies with respect to our selected topic. But you know, systematic review, as the first sentence in the slide indicates, it is a distinct form of research. You know, in the research methodology classes, you may have already studied that the types of research may be of different, and one important type is exploratory research, And the exploratory research, the very purpose itself is to explore the concept or explore the ideas, explore the phenomenon, explore the characteristics and all. To explore all those aspects with respect to the phenomenon you have identified or the topic you have identified, we have to do an extensive literature review. That review itself is a research. That is the first research process. It is a distinct form of research. It uses explicit criteria and transparent and replicable procedures. Why it is called systematic? Dear friends, actually, it is a scientific process. In the case of a scientific process, the science follows the replicable procedures or systematic process that always should have transparency. Like that, in the case of research also, in the case of scientific research also, we will use tools, systems, techniques, and methodology in a systematic and scientific manner that could be replicable, repeatable by anyone. So, like that, here, systematic review is a research. It uses explicit criteria, transparent and replicable procedures. For what? For identification and for assessing and for synthesizing the results of multiple studies related with our area. So, review itself is identifying, assessing, and synthesizing. So, actually, the systematic review process is, it is a research which uses explicit criteria, transparent and replicable procedures are using for identification, for assessing, and for synthesizing the results of multiple studies in order to address a central research question. There lies the significance or importance of the systematic review actually. In the case of narrative review or in the case of traditional review, we were doing the review with the help of a broad theme or a broad title. And we are assessing the studies based on our subjective judgment only. When we feel that, okay, this is an important piece of study with respect to my area, then we will select that particular topic. No? But here, this is not the case. Here, we are selecting a particular piece of study just by doing an established scientific way of analysis and to ensure that it is something related with the central question. So this is an inquiry process which centers around one particular question, one central question. While doing this, we have to minimize all types of bias and errors. That is a peculiarity of science. So see, this is a research. The first research process in the research journey. It uses explicit criteria and transparent and replicable procedures for identification, assessing, and synthesizing results of multiple studies in order to address a central research question. Yeah. So, systematic review is a summary of research literature focused on a single research question. Again, I am emphasizing on that particular aspect. It is always focusing on a single research question. So, whenever you are going for doing a research inquiry or a literature review in a systematic and scientific manner, first you have to find out your research question. It is conducted in a manner which tries to identify, select, and apprise and synthesize all high quality research evidences that is relevant to that research question. So you have a research question, and what you are doing, you have to identify, select, and apprise and synthesize all high quality research works pertaining to or related to that particular research question. That is what is called a systematic review process. So what are the basics of systematic literature review? The systematic literature review helps in mapping the existing understanding or knowledge in any research problem or area. Not only systematic literature review, actually all research review is supposed to do this particular thing. It should help in mapping the existing understanding or knowledge in a research problem or area. But the other research reviews or the traditional reviews lack that kind of a capability to do it in a systematic and scientific way. That is a peculiarity of systematic literature review, because it follows a scientific methodology. It follows a scientific methodology. It enables to complete the review process very quickly. With this 3 days, you will understand that how can I complete my review, the entire review, within a short period of time. So it helps you to complete the review process very quickly. And it provides an opportunity to publish your review. That is what some of our participants already expressed their desire, that they are attending this workshop with an intention to write a review paper. No? So there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity to publish your review. And there is a scope for getting high rate of citations also. Nowadays, in the academic field, actually the credibility of each and every academician is being tested by just by checking the rate of citations. So how we could be able to get maximum number of citations? That is a pertinent question. For that also, one important solution is to publish a review paper. So literature review, if you are conducting in a systematic and scientific way, it will help you to map the existing understanding or knowledge in your research area, because it follows a scientific methodology. It will help you to complete your review in a very quick manner, and there is an opportunity to publish your review paper. So what are the key components of systematic review? I have already mentioned that the entire review process centers around a particular research question. So there should be a clearly identified research question. The objective should be clear. You should have clarity. You should have clarity regarding your research review. So clear objective should be there. The second one is there should be an explicit eligibility criteria. That means you should have thorough understanding about what all aspects needs to be included and what needs to be excluded. What to include, what not to include. That is the eligibility criteria. We will understand it in due course. Then you have to ensure a comprehensive coverage of literature. That is why I've just now mentioned about adding certain aspects manually into your reference manager, because such kind of works are not available in the web space. So if it is not available in the web space, and we feel that it is very much important for our research area, you are supposed to include that also. So ensure a comprehensive coverage. Then transparent procedures must be there. That means you must have explained the entire procedure as it is. That is a peculiarity of science. Whenever they conduct an experiment, the students, even in the 8th standard, 9th standard or 10th standard, in the physics or chemistry practical classrooms, they asked to write the lab manual. In the lab manual, each and every student need to write the entire process of experimentation as it is. So you have to write the entire process. So transparent procedures must be there, and it must be fully explained to the readers. Why you are supposed to explain all these aspects clearly to the readers? Then only the replicability is there. That should be replicable. Ensure that replicability and ensure a critical appraisal. Ensure a critical appraisal, that is a structured assessment of the methodological quality of each and every paper we are included in it. And by doing some analysis, we are synthesizing some results out of the literature also. You are not supposed to write one para each about each and every paper. Instead, you have to extract something out of the literature, that is synthesizing the evidences. And while doing all these things, you have to minimize bias and errors, as we are doing in the case of hypothesis testing and all. Okay, so this is the key components of the systematic review process. Then, regarding the steps in review process, we are not following this. This is just to give you an idea about this systematic review. Actually, these are not the steps involved in systematic review. This is actually the steps involved in the primary research activity. That is why I have mentioned that systematic review is parallel to the primary research itself, or the exploratory research itself. What we are doing in the case of research? First, we are formulating the problem. Then we have to collect data. Then we have to do some evaluation of that data or processing of that data. Then analysis and interpretation, report preparation. These are the 5 steps involved in the research activity actually. Even though we studied it as 10 or 11 or 12, like identification of problem, formulation of problem, literature review, the fixing of objectives, development of hypothesis, preparation of research design, preparation of sampling design, then collection of data, processing of data, analysis of data, testing of hypothesis, report writing, all these things are there. But collectively, we can call it as formulate your problem, collect your data, do the evaluation and analysis, then write the report. These are the 5 steps. These 5 steps are the core 5 steps in the systematic review process also. But some of our friends are interested in writing the review paper also. That is why I am not following this 5-step process. Instead, a 7-step process is there. See, the 7-step process that can be used for writing a review paper is like this. This is from actually the Cochrane's library. They are insisting this kind of a 7-step process. This 7-step process starts with the problem formulation itself. So the problem formulation, then the next step, as we mentioned in the previous slide, as data collection. For that, first you have to search for literature. Then data evaluation. That data evaluation is screening potentially eligible studies, what all studies need to be included and what all studies need to be excluded. That is to be done in the 3rd stage, screening the potentially eligible studies and do the data extraction. Finally, all the eligible studies need to be extracted, coded, and critical appraisal. Both these steps are coming under the category of the data evaluation itself. And data analysis and synthesis. There I mentioned the meta-analysis also. In the case of quantitative study results or impact based assessments or medical research in which, or psychological studies in which the intervention effectiveness is to be explored, such kind of reviews, we can do the meta-analysis of the quantified results of each and every studies, and reporting and dissemination. When we prepare the report, the entire thing was not over, no? That is what I mentioned in the beginning. We have conducted the review in the year 2021. And at the time of presenting our thesis in 2025, if you need to update your literature review, again, run this process with the help of the system and updating, or do the reanalysis of data with some 1 or 2 clicks and update the entire thing. That is updating or reanalysis of data. These are the 7-step process. We will follow this 7-step process for doing the systematic literature review. Okay, proceed. So, systematic literature review. The first step is your formulation of research problem, or in otherwise, those who are interested in doing a review paper, first you have to prepare your research question with clarity. For drafting your research question with clarity, you can use different ways or means for drafting your question. I'll just suggest as the one which was suggested by the Cochrane's library. They have suggested it as we can use different ways or means, like define your question with the help of constructs or categories, rates and trends, association between variables, predictions, cause-effect relationship, generalizability of applicability. All these things may not be applicable to your research question, no? Only one aspect or two aspects may be applicable to formulation of your research question. Apply that and frame your research question. We don't have that much time to elaborate this. This is an example. If you are going to study about the poverty, there you just try to apply this. If you are trying to draft a question with the help of constructs or categories, constructs means the variable itself, no? And different categories of people you are interested to study or not. So in that case, see the question there. How was poverty defined and measured in household surveys conducted in 2020? So the poverty is the construct here. The construct you are interested to study is the poverty here. And the category is the household survey in 2020. Poverty may be defined differently in different studies. So we are interested in studying the poverty with respect to household surveys. Similarly, in the case of, if you are interested in studying the education system and all, how are the levels of education defined or categorized in various countries? So level of education is the construct there. And the definition of this education in different countries is the category. So different countries is the category there. So similarly, you can use this worksheet for preparing your topic related question. I have just mentioned some examples there. If you are interested in studying the rate or trends of something, see the education level question there. Of the people born in 2000, what proportion have completed 8 years of education? So the people born in 2000, what proportion have completed 8 years of education? So you are interested in studying the proportion of people, those who have completed 8 years of education. That proportion is the rate of increase, or the trend is your interest. And if you are interested in studying the relationship between variables or association between variables, see how do poverty rates vary by gender, race, or ethnicity. So the question, the pattern of the question may be different. I'm not having that much time to explain all these things. So you just try to go through all these things. This is actually a worksheet. You can draw like this in your working paper and do this. With the help of this, you just try to develop your own question. Like that, if you are interested in studying some or doing some predictions through your research inquiry, what factors associated with changes in poverty status over time? So the factors influencing changes in poverty rates over time. From the literature, you can find out multiple factors, and you are trying to explore multiple factors. In that case, your question will be like this. And if you are interested in studying the cause-effect relationship, what are the effects of conditional and unconditional cash transfer on poverty rates? So now the central government is transferring the subsidies and all. That is conditional money transfer. If you purchase something from the ration shop, then only you will get the subsidies. That is conditional cash transfer. What kind of an influence this conditional or unconditional cash transfer is created in the poverty rates? So cause-effect relationship, generalizability or applicability, like that, you just think about the connection with respect to all these aspects and your research topic, and try to formulate your own research question. Then your question will be ready. If your question is ready, we can proceed to the next area. The protocol is not that important for you. I'll just mention that The protocol is something which help you to do the entire review process. It is a detailed plan of the research project. This is actually being used to develop and communicate plan for primary study or a systematic review. How you are going to conduct your review, that is being planned and drafted as a document. That is what is called protocol. Why we are using protocols actually? Protocol, if you different agencies or libraries, they are helping us, or publishers, they are helping us to register our protocol. So if you select a topic and develop a protocol of your own, you can register it with some established agencies. Then they will publish your protocol. Then that topic will get reserved for you. Nobody else can do a similar review on that area itself, and they cannot be able to publish it because you are reserving your place there. That is the use of protocol. I am not mentioning it now. Okay, contents of protocol, that also is not needed. We are proceeding to the next area, that is searching the literature. So just now mentioned only the first step in the 7-step process, that is formulation of the research problem. Formulation of the research problem. Now we are going to search the literature. If your question is ready, and if you developed your question with the help of the constructs or categories, that construct or category itself turned to be your keyword for search. Clear? If you are interested in studying the poverty and the over a period of time how it is being grown, then the poverty and the rate of growth, that turn to be your keywords, no? So you have to identify the keywords there, and that keyword will help you to search for the terms in your database. So we are using different bibliographic databases for searching the literature. So now I think the time is over. Actually, I have planned to cover 2 steps today. We will complete the entire 7 steps within the next 2 days. Don't worry about that. Dr. Sebastian, what's your plan? Shall we wind up now? And
sir, you can continue for some more time.
Okay, no problem. In that case, we will complete this 2nd step also. Okay. So this is searching the literature. So we are ready with the research question. The question is there. And with the help of the question, the core aspects from the question can be detached as your keywords. Keywords are the words which are being used for searching the literature. And for searching the literature, actually we are using the bibliographic databases. What is a database? Database is a collection of records containing all the bibliographic information about publications. These bibliographic information is all what we have inputted in the Mendeley, no? When you added a PDF there, I told you to check the bibliographic data are correct or not. This bibliographic data is very important. So the database is a collection of records containing bibliographic information about publications such as journal articles, books, or news. The bibliographic information usually includes author information, publication date, source, abstract, and sometimes information added by the database providers such as type of publication, geographical focus, etc. That depends on the different databases. Some databases will give plenty of information. Some databases will give only limited number of information. No? So we are using such kind of databases. So how we are extracting or searching literature in a database is the next step. So different databases are available. We will try to familiarize some of the important databases which are being used worldwide for doing research. Researchers in the area of social sciences, management, commerce, and all. They are Scopus, Web of Science, Dimensions, PubMed, ERIC. These are different databases. You can find multiple databases nowadays. But for bibliometric database and for doing the literature review, you can use Scopus, Web of Science, Dimensions, PubMed, ERIC, like that, the bibliographic type of things, including Google Scholar also. Okay. Okay, we are proceeding to the first database, that is Scopus. Okay. So you may not get access to the Scopus database from your place itself. If some of you have your institutional access for Scopus database, you can do it along with us. Otherwise, just note down the steps and try to do it whenever you get access to Scopus database. Okay, Scopus is an established database, internationally recognized database. See, we are just trying to enter into the Scopus database. Scopus in Google, just type Scopus. Scopus. We are opening the Scopus database. Yeah, this is the interface. We have access, the institutional access. That is why it is displaying like this. It is displaying like this. See, documents, authors, researcher discovery, organizations, everything's are there. Then search within, you can see different windows there. One is search within, article, title, abstract, and keywords. We are using this itself. And if you click there, you can see the pop-down menu there. Different options are there. But we are using the first option itself, article, title, abstract, and keywords. That means keyword appear other supplied keywords. Then the database will give you the results regarding that. Okay. Then search documents. In that search documents area, you are supposed to give your keyword. So it depends upon your master keyword based on your research question. I am just giving here it as financial inclusion. Financial inclusion. See the way in which we have typed the term financial inclusion there. Financial inclusion is typed within quotes. Why financial inclusion is typed within quotes? The word financial inclusion consists of two words, financial as well as inclusion. If your keyword consists of more than one word, you are supposed to give it in quotes. Otherwise, the system will read it as different words. So you are supposed to type it within quotes, financial inclusion. Okay. So, and if you have multiple keywords, you can add search field there, add search field. See, when you add the search field, another search field also appeared there. At the same time, see, in between those two search words, one and was displayed there. When you click there, you can find that there are three words, and, or, and not. These three words are called Boolean operators. Boolean operators, or these are the connecting words. But you should be very careful when we are using, or when you are using this kind of Boolean operators to connect the keywords together. If you click and, the Boolean operator and, then the database will give you the results regarding the documents which display both the keywords together, because financial inclusion and digital finance. If you give the second keyword as digital finance. So see, if we are giving both these words together and connected it with the help of the Boolean operator and, it will give only the results of documents which consist of both the words financial inclusion and digital finance. Just click search. When we click search, see what happened. It is slow. Just wait for the results. Yeah, 360 documents found. 360 documents found. You just change the Boolean operator there. Instead of and, we are using or. That means then the database will give you all the documents which consist of either financial inclusion or digital finance. Either financial inclusion or digital finance. 360. Now see the result, see the difference. 8,507 documents. 8,507 documents. And you just use the third keyword as third Boolean, the third Boolean operator and not. And not. And not means we need the documents which consist of financial inclusion and not digital finance, because we are not interested in studying the digital finance. We are interested in studying only the traditional financial inclusion initiatives. In that case, the document number is 6,734. Hope you understand how we can do the search process. You can add multiple keywords also, because just by adding more number of keywords and by clicking the appropriate Boolean operator, you can do a comprehensive search process. You just do it with and only. And because if the file size is much bigger, the remaining analysis will be not that quick. That is why we are just going with the smallest number of documents. So digital finance as well as financial inclusion, the result is actually, now it is financial inclusion and okay, abstract title abstracts and keywords only. Then search. Result is somewhat 850 or 360 documents. 360 documents. So this is the way in which we are searching for documents in a Scopus database. Clear? And after that, there are multiple options for filtering the results, because in the search strategy itself, we have to evaluate what all documents can be included and what all documents may be excluded from our review process. For that, we are using the filters. There you can see the filters there, filters. The first filter is the year filter. Year filter will help you to select the studies from a particular year to another year only. So if you are interested in studying only 10-year literature pertaining to last 10 years, then you can select that range and filter it. But if you are a research scholar who's interested in writing your thesis, it is not wise to use the range filter. So use the entire thing. And even for writing the review article also, we are supposed to collect all the literature. So we are not using that range filter, because that range filter itself displayed there in 2025, 89 documents like that. Every year, the number of documents is also displayed there. That is not needed now. We are going to the second filter. See, the second filter is author name. We are not at all interested in any particular author only. For the literature people and all, they always do the research work pertaining to a single author or multiple authors with respect to a particular aspect alone. In that case, that can be used. But for us, the social science people, we are not at all interested in a particular author only. So we are not using that also. But the third filter is applicable for us. That is the subject area. Subject area. Here, you can select the subject area. Click show all. Then the different subjects is being displayed there. So economics, econometrics and finance is applicable for us. Social sciences applicable for us. Business management and accounting is applicable for us. Computer science not needed. Environmental science not needed. Depends on your research. No, you have to select what all subject areas need to be included. Multidisciplinary you can include. Multidisciplinary. Then arts and humanities also include. Then okay. So we are just then click limit to, because we are interested in that much subject area only. So click limit to. And if you are interested in excluding those subjects, click exclude to or limit to. Then when we limit, see the result. See the result. The result now is, it consists of 307 documents. So it is filtered. It is filtered to our interested subject areas only, and it comes around 307 documents. Then another filter. Next filter is document type. Normally for doing the review article and all, we used to include only the articles, published articles, and sometimes there is a debate regarding the conference papers also, but we are limiting it to review articles and reviews. Then click limit to. Click limit to. So this is a filter. This filter will help you to limit the number of works to those works which are being included, which need to be included. That is, now the result is 245 documents. 245 documents. Similarly, you can use multiple filters there. Multiple filters. Then source title, that means the journal title, that is also not relevant for us. Publication stage. Are we interested in including only the final papers or articles in press? Article in press means nowadays the journals are giving us an option to keep our paper for open review in the website of the journal itself. But that paper may not have a DOI number and all. If that is being accepted for final publication, then only it will fetch a place as a final paper. So we are normally we include only the final papers. So click final and limit to. Again, the result is 230 documents only now. 230 documents. Next filter is actually keyword filter. We don't want that because we have already selected it based on keywords. And next filter is affiliation. We are not interested in studying about a certain university only. That is why we are not using that. Funding sponsor, that also is not interested. Country, territory. If you are interested in studying only about India only, then you will get only 26 papers. No? So that also is not needed. And source type, we have already clicked the journals there. Then language is an important filter. Language is an important filter. So we have selected only English language and limit to. Limit to. So finally, the filtering process is over. the filtering process is over, and now we have only 223 documents. Only 223 documents, and we are going to download those documents. Click all. That means all these documents and all the information. Then click export. Export. See, when we click export, there are different file types may appear. CSV file, RIS file, BibTeX file, plain text file, like that. Different types of file formats may be appear there. If you are interested in adding it into Mendeley, you can use either RIS file or RIS file and add it to Mendeley. But for doing a systematic literature review with the help of bibliometric analysis type of analysis, in our studio, we need to download in BibTeX format. Please note, from Scopus database, we used to download the files in BibTeX format. We used to download the file in BibTeX format and click all bibliographic information, abstract and keywords, funding details, other information, everything, and then save. Export. So now the file is exporting 223 documents, exporting 223 documents, and your BibTeX file was exported. Just go and check whether the BibTeX file is there in your system. The BibTeX file is being exported. See, in your system, the file name, you have to give a file name there. As this is a Scopus file, we are just giving Scopus financial inclusion. FI is enough. Scopus FI. Scopus financial inclusion, then save. That is already being saved in your system. This is the way in which we are exporting or downloading data from Scopus database. So today we have studied about the need of literature review and how can we use the Mendeley as a reference manager for citation as well as for referencing, and what exactly is systematic literature review, what are the steps involved in systematic literature review, and how can we export data from Scopus database. That much we have covered today, and tomorrow we will start with downloading data from Web of Science. And when we download data from different databases in different formats, we have to club these data together to form as a single file for doing the analysis process. So that merging process also will be there tomorrow, and we will proceed into the analysis. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you. Hope you understand. And if you have something to ask, one or two questions.
Thank you so much, sir, for the enlightening and insightful section. We now move to the interactive section. Like participants, if you have any questions, queries, or clarifications, you may please raise your hand and we'll unmute you in order. You can also type your doubts in chat box.
Yes, Shilpi.
Good evening, sir. So my question is, when we are saving in Mendeley our files, if it is a thesis, do we need to save each and every chapter in that, like data interpretation, or just the literature part we should save?
No, regarding saving your thesis details, you don't even need to save a PDF file. You just give the citation details there in the thesis, there in the Mendeley, because this is just for helping us to do the citation. And
Okay,
thesis,
sir.
you just keep it aside in your system itself, and you just refer it. And whenever you need to cite it, use Mendeley.
Okay, sir.
To help you
Thanks.
to cite only, I just mentioned that you have to add it manually. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Prasad. Prasad Prazu. Need to ask something?
Sir,
Yeah, yes.
sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
After adding the PDFs to the Mendeley,
Okay.
you said that there is a need to check the PDF details and the data provided by the Mendeley.
Yeah.
Do you again repeat how to edit the data if it is there is a mismatch between that particular?
Yeah, you just click that PDF. At the same time, in the Mendeley, in that window, the details, the bibliographic details will get displayed. No?
Okay. Yes.
So see, the bibliographic details will get displayed there. Whenever you click, the bibliographic details will be there. So this is
Yes, sir.
Microfinance and Poverty Alleviation, a case of Kerala's Kudumbashree. So just check in the other window, the title is correct or not. Microfinance and Poverty Alleviation, the case study of Kerala, Kerala's Kudumbashree. MA Women Working Paper. Actually, that much is not needed. We need only the title, Microfinance and Poverty Alleviation, the case of Kerala's Kudumbashree is enough. So from the PDF, actually, the entire title page has been captured. So that is not needed. So we just remove that from the title.
Okay. Sir.
And author name M. Umman. M. Umman is only displayed M. Umman because Umman MA is the full name. That is correct. Then again, year, check the year is correct or not. As this is not a journal, the journal name may not be there. Then volume or something like that. You just check all these things. Because this is what is needed for us to cite exactly. When the mentally capture it from the PDF, it may not be accurate. So it is our responsibility to check whether that is correct or not. If it is not correct, you just do the manual editing and leave it. So that will get saved. Okay.
When we do it manually, it is automatically saved.
Yeah, automatically saved.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Yeah, yes.
Sir, I have one question. Sir, you discussed about the different types of the reviews we can do in writing our thesis or the paper, right, sir?
Okay.
And sir, before knowing about this SLR, in case we have conducted the literature review on traditional basis,
Yeah.
can we go with the SLR accommodating all those papers, or we need to start afresh?
Traditional review, if you conducted a traditional review, and do you have the entire data set with you?
Yes, sir. I have used WOS and Scopus, and I have already more than 100 papers in my Mendeley.
Okay.
And I have those papers with me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you can proceed with that data set for doing the systematic literature review.
but actually, that paper is not of a single database, right, sir? So I guess
no problem. That is what I mentioned. Tomorrow we will learn how to merge the data set downloaded from different databases.
Okay, sir. And one more question, sir. There is a facility I have seen in Zotero that they accommodate the URL, the newspapers, references also.
Yeah.
So is that available in Mendeley also?
Yeah, that you need to add manually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You use Zotero. Zotero is also very user friendly. No problem.
Yes, sir. I have used Zotero. Actually, Mendeley, I have I was not so much used to it because I found it little difficult.
So
But
whatever is actually user friendly for you, we just introduce one just for the beginners.
yes,
If you are using Zotero, Zotero is good. No problem.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we wind up? So thank you. Thank you for your
Thank you everyone who have participated with such a thoughtful questions. And once again, our heartfelt gratitude, Dr. Bijuti, for sharing his expertise and patiently guiding us through today's session with such depth and clarity. Before we conclude, a gentle reminder, we shall be continuing with section 2 of this workshop tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. at the same time and on the same platform. We're looking forward to your active participation as we further explore the tools and techniques of bibliometric research. Until then, wishing you all a restful evening and reflective night. Thank you all and see you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all. Bye. Good night.